Hello, everybody. Hello, guys, to every one of you listening. So, this is a second podcast titled My Confession. Yes, I have another confession to make. So, these things are really, for me, it's really hard, first of all, sharing this. I would prefer to just keep quiet and not talk about it. But I'm sharing it because I want you all to know, first of all, I'm not perfect. And secondly, I'm doing this to reach out to as many persons as would be in my shoes, for you to know that you're not alone, that what you're going through, you're not the only one going through it. There are many more like you. I'm here also. So, for a while now, while growing up, have struggled with insecurity. You know what is insecurity? Insecurity is when you feel unsure about yourself, when you have lack of confidence about yourself, when you have a low self-esteem. You know, when you're in that situation and you are always thinking that other people are gossiping about you. Probably you're in a gathering, you're in a group of friends, and you hear people whispering, and you always feel like, these people are talking about me. That's insecurity. Yes, I know, especially the part of the low self-esteem. A lot of my friends who would be hearing this, I know that you would be surprised. You'd be wondering, are you low self-esteem, you lack of confidence? Yes, actually, that's true. You see, most times it's not really about what we're doing on the outside, but when we come back home, when we come back to our closet, to our secret place, we know the things that we deal with. You see, because for me, while growing up, I had a whole lot of strain on my self-image. And I'm talking about the way I was brought up. Now, I was brought up with a very, very hard hand. When I mean hard hand, I mean my dad never spared me on anything. So any little mistake I would make, I would be lashed. Now, I wasn't being lashed physically all the time, but I was being lashed mentally. So you see, those mental lashing caused a despair. It made me not to believe less of myself. I remember those days, coming back from primary school, as little as I was, and I wouldn't be able to do my mathematics assignments properly. And my dad would say things like, you don't have sense, you don't pay attention in class. You see, I was hearing those words continuously, and it began to form what I was believing about myself. I was hearing constantly, I don't have sense. So it registered in my mind, I don't have sense. Low self-esteem, down. So I didn't have confidence in myself. I didn't even think I had sense. So you would find me in class when a teacher asks questions, I would probably have the answer, but I won't raise up my hands to answer. Why? Of course, I don't have sense. That was the mental image that built up, and it became like an anthem. So any little mistake I would make, I don't have sense. That was always the words that was always being used on me. And you see, I for me right now, I really don't blame my dad, even though I suffered that. Yeah, I suffered that in a way. But you see, back to me now. That wasn't the only thing. Because that was only the only words that I was getting from him. Trust me, I received little of encouragement. I would always do so much just to try to impress my dad, do so much just to try to impress my parents, but a little mistake would just ruin everything. A little mistake would ruin everything. I remember, it got to a point where sometimes I would be at home, and immediately my dad would come back. I would probably be in the sitting room, and once I hear the car sound of my dad driving into the compound, knowing he's back, immediately I would leave the sitting room and I would head into my room. Because I knew that even if I did everything right, and he spots a little thing that I did not do well. Probably I forgot to change the light bulb in the convenience, or anything. It could be anything. It could even be as little as I didn't properly arrange the floppers, the slippers, everybody. Maybe I scattered mine. It could be as little as that, It could be as little as, okay, I forgot to replace something the way that I carried it. As little as that. It affected me. Trust me. Really. So I would always run into my bedroom just to have peace, quiet, and should I say tranquility. Yes. So, I remember even there would be days where I would come back and I'm all tired, and my mom usually complained. My mom noticed, and she was complaining about how I was so withdrawn from everybody. So I was like, okay, no problem. In a way not to be withdrawn from everybody, I won't stay in the sitting room, but let me be in his room. So most times I would be in my parents' room, and even when it became automatic. The moment I just heard the sound of his car driving to the compound, it became a reflex action. I would leave, I would leave, and that affected me growing up as a child. As you don't trust me, even growing up now, like really, honestly, for me right now, some years back, I had to move. Now because of that, I had to move out of my parents' house. That was not the main reason, but that was one of the reasons. I had to move out of my parents' house. I had to build my own confidence on myself. I had to gain that respect. And you see, moving out restored for me, moving out of my parents' house in a way restored the respect. So these days when I go back to my when I go to visit my parents, you see, there will be accolades, there will be respect. A few days ago, I was in my parents' house. I was having a conversation with my dad. I didn't used to have that. In fact, I never had that. Going back, and he was like, you've stayed in this. We are in the same town. You tell me you stayed in this town for over 2 weeks. We've not heard anything from you. Wow, I'm like, wow, my dad actually misses me. But growing up wasn't like that. It wasn't like that. So you see, so I wouldn't say I have been able to totally deal and conquer insecurity. I have my moments. I have my own fair share. I have my own fair share. But you see, I'll just share with you some things that helped me to deal with my insecurity. And one thing I'd like you to know is this. And don't forget this. For any reason, don't forget this. The reason why you're feeling insecure, the real reason, aside every other traumatic event, aside everything that is contributing to you feeling insecure, the main reason why you are insecure is that you have come to a point where you believe that no matter what you do, you are not enough. Yes. So I want you to realize from this moment onward that it doesn't matter what you do. It doesn't matter the mistakes you've made. It doesn't matter what people are saying about you. What matters is that you are enough. Being enough is not something that somebody will make you feel enough. You are enough. Yes, you are enough. So few things you could apply while dealing with insecurity. Number one, affirm your value. Know your worth. You need to understand that you're worth something. You're not worthless. You're not. When you wake up every morning, remind yourself, Get a sheet of paper and write it somewhere and stick it to the wall. And remind yourself that you're not worthless. Celebrate your small victories and the private victories. You set a target for yourself and you were able to accomplish, even though the world doesn't see it. Celebrate it. Celebrate it. You are worth something. You are not worthless. Number 2, prioritize your needs. Prioritize your needs. Don't belittle the things that you want. No. Your needs are important. What you want are important. And don't let anybody tell you otherwise. Number 3, make out time to be happy. Make out time to be happy. You see, for me, what makes me happy, I call it my love language. What makes me happy is food. So there are times that I take myself out and I give myself a treat. Don't wait for someone to make you happy. The power to be happy lies within you. So make yourself happy. Whatever would make you happy, do it. Do it. For me, it's also buying gifts. There are days that I surprise myself. I just buy a gift for myself and I surprise myself. I gift myself. I buy things for myself because it makes me happy. Remember, those 3 things would work. So remember, as I round up to close, remember, even though nobody likes you, and even though it feels like nobody likes you, hey, like yourself. Did you hear me? Like yourself. Don't wait for people to like you. Like yourself. Pick a mirror and admire yourself. You're handsome. If you're a lady probably watching this, you're beautiful. The Creator took time to create you. You're His master. You see, you are an offspring of the Master. You are a piece of the Master's creation. That makes you a masterpiece. Hey, admire yourself. Love yourself. Don't try to impress people or try to please them. No. Don't wait for someone to praise you. See, people may not praise you no matter how well you do things for them. Praise yourself. Encourage yourself. Okay? Do it for yourself. You are enough. I want you to remember this. So when next you feel insecure, when next you are unsure about yourself, repeat these 3 words. I am enough because you are enough. Yes, you are enough. You can turn it into your wallpaper so that every morning when you pick up your phone and you look at it, you can remember you are enough. Thank you for listening to this podcast. So till I come your way next time, I have more confessions to make. I send my best regards to every single one of you listening. See you next time.